Tensions remain high in the Middle East as the U.S. and Iran try to reach a peace deal to the conflict. Fox's Jeff Paul in Dubai.
Leaders here in the Gulf are still hopeful and trying to actively work to get that U.S.-Iran peace deal across the line. We know a delegation from Tehran recently traveled to Qatar to continue diplomatic efforts there. But complicating this entire picture, those recent strikes carried out overnight by the U.S. military in southern Iran. U.S. military officials saying the strikes were carried out in self-defense, targeting missile launch sites and boats they say were laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM says the strikes were aimed to protect troops from threats posed by Iranian forces.
And President Trump is calling on America's Middle Eastern allies to join the Abraham Accords to normalize relations with Israel as we negotiate to end the war. Fox Business's Ashley Webster in Tel Aviv.
President Trump adding another layer to the discussions by demanding that Middle Eastern nations join the Abraham Accords, linking the initiative from his first term, which aims to broker normalization with Israel to a potential peace deal with Iran. The president specifically naming Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt and Jordan. Writing on Truth Social, quote, after all the work done by the United States to try and pull this very complex puzzle together, it should be mandatory that all of these countries, at a minimum, simultaneously sign on to the Abraham Accords. The president is even floating the idea of Iran joining those accords once a peace deal is reached.
Meantime, a development in the court case against former FBI Director James Comey, a federal judge moving his trial from July to October in New Bern, North Carolina, for threatening the president with his post in seashells that he claimed he found along a Carolina beach, reading 86-47. Texans heading to the polls today, where they're going to choose between Incumbent Senator John Cornyn and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton in the state's GOP Senate runoff. Fox's Alex Hogan.
Voters in the Lone Star State can head to the polls this morning to select a Republican candidate for U.S. Senate. In March, voters narrowed the pool of candidates down to two for this runoff primary election. Candidates argue that their opponent would only help out the Democrats. Attorney General Paxton was the second-place finisher in the March vote, and last week he received President Donald Trump's endorsement, who had criticized Cornyn for dismissing Trump's 2024 comeback chances. Only two incumbent U.S. senators from Texas have lost a primary in the last 100 years.
Cornyn told Fox,
only Texans get a chance to vote in this primary, and I'm hoping that those who did not vote early and the 75% who didn't vote at all in the primary will come out today and cast their vote.
The winner of tonight's runoff will go up against James Tallarico, who won the Democratic primary. The polls close at 7 p.m. local time. The Trump administration is renewing its push to lift an injunction on construction for the White House ballroom following a shooting at a White House checkpoint over the weekend. Fox's Alexandria Hoff reports from the White House.
The Justice Department returned to a federal judge over the weekend, saying that Saturday's incident proves the urgent need for construction to continue on a White House ballroom without legal hurdles that are currently in its way. Sunday's court filing, it reads this. The second attack on the president this month underscores the critical need for top-level, state-of-the-art security at the White House, including the ballroom, a knitted, unified, cohesive part of the East Wing project, which is vital for national security. While an April ruling intended to halt above-ground construction in the White House ballroom, work has continued due to an order that was put on hold from an appeals court, so that's still going back and forth.
Now, Democratic lawmakers have called the ballroom a waste of money and have questioned where private funds for the construction were coming from. I'm Gian Gelosi. This is Fox News.